If you have not applied and are planning to apply for immediate credential, please do so quickly. Today's press conference, Coach Swinney will have some introductory comments, then we'll go to questions in the room, and if time permits, we'll go to questions virtually at the end. As a reminder, this is being streamed by Clemson Plus, 105.5 The Roar, and Fox Carolina, so if you all could speak up and enunciate when you ask your questions, our audience would greatly appreciate it. Coach, go ahead.
All right. Good morning, everybody. As y'all can probably tell, got different attire on today, so selling shirts and raising money for a good cause this week. Always a great week here in Clemson, and excited to get back home. We'll talk about the game in a minute, but just a few things. Again, this is our breast cancer awareness game, and just really proud of the All In Foundation and just all the people who support it, and Lexi and Kath and PJ and Tracy and Prince and all the volunteers that work for the foundation. It's just been awesome to be a part of it. In November, we're going to award $1.1 million to a bunch of South Carolina-based charities, organizations, and research teams. That'll happen in November at our luncheon, and just this year alone, 2025, we will have given out $1.7 million through the foundation, and which brings us to a little over $14 million since 2010 that we've been able to raise, and it's just been awesome to be a part of it, and just a blessing to just do life with a lot of people, and help a lot of people with their calling and their causes that they're also passionate about. So very thankful for that. And, our ladies clinic is a big fundraiser for us every summer. This past summer, we had 1,100 ladies. We raised $250,000. And so it was awesome. The next ladies clinic will be next July. And over the years, we've donated a little over $2.5 million to local hospitals, research teams, and organizations just focused on breast cancer prevention, research, technology, and early detection. We've partnered with Bon Secours, St. Francis, and since 2012, we've partnered with the Bon Secours St. Francis Foundation and the Pearlie Harris Center for Breast Health to fund what's called the Big Pink. And y'all have probably heard about the Big Pink and the buses that go all over. And that's the St. Francis Mobile Mammography Coach. Travels through Oconee, Pickens, Anderson, and all the Greenville counties, providing mammograms to the underserved and underinsured in those communities. That was since 2012, and in 2018, we gave the lead gift of $250,000 for a new mobile mammography coach. It rolled out in 2020. And then in 2022, the foundation committed another $250,000 for a second state-of-the-art mobile mammography coach that began service in the upstate in the spring of 2024, this past spring, and last year. And in addition to this second coach, the addition of the second coach doubled the number of screenings for those in our community who don't have access or cannot afford the care that they need. And then in just this past August of 25, we agreed to give another $350,000 to bring Bon Secours St. Francis Health System's brand new comprehensive breast health clinic to life. That's going to be built. It's going to be awesome. We've also partnered with Self Regional Healthcare. In August of 23, we gave $250,000 to Self Regional Healthcare Foundation in support of their efforts to purchase a new 3D mobile mammography coach that will service the people in the Lakelands region of South Carolina. And they've ordered a new vehicle and hope to have it on site spring of 26. And we've also provided funding for the Breast Care Center at Oconee Memorial Hospital, as well as numerous Clemson University and Anderson University breast cancer research teams. So just a lot that has taken place in this area over the years. We've got the Tigers for Tatas campaign going on this week, so appreciate everybody's support there. The Roar really runs that and just does an amazing job. Quack, we appreciate all you guys and what y'all do at the Roar to support that. This is the Roar's 11th year participating, and they've already donated a little over $738,000 over that time. That just comes from the listeners and the platform. We've tried to use this platform, since 2010. And the Roar has an amazing platform as well, and they've come alongside using their platform to help, make a difference in this area, and it has definitely made a difference. There's been so many good things that have come through it. Just mentioned a bunch of them, and so just really thankful for that. So the Roar, they're going on different locations, and they're auctioning off stuff. You can go to the Roar website. I guess it's the roarfm.com. You can go to that to get shirts, get hats. I think Lexi's got some stuff over here. She's got shirts and hats and all that stuff. We got bands and all kind of things that we can all purchase to support it. So appreciate everybody's support with that. And then just, when it comes to breast cancer, as a reminder, what's our why? Well, 1 in 8 women in the United States will get breast cancer in their lifetime. And in 2025, there were 316,950 new cases, all right, of breast cancer. And will be diagnosed in 2025, as well as 59,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer. And so this totals more than 376,000 new cases of breast cancer in the U.S. this year. On average, every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States. So there will be several just in this press conference, just to give you some perspective. So, but we all know that women who have regular screenings for breast cancer, they have a much better survival rate because early detection is really key here, which is a big reason for trying to fund these buses. All right, to go and do free mammograms for ladies who may not get them, it's just been, and that's a big part of our ladies clinic, and every single year bringing everyone down on the floor is an amazing moment, but every year there's always somebody that goes from the bleachers to the floor, every single year. Something we're passionate about, and an estimated 42,000 women are expected to die this year from breast cancer. So it's the second leading cause of cancer death in women. So just a reminder of kind of our why and what we do and kind of how we got here and the purpose behind the shirt and the shoes and all the stuff that's going on this week. That's way bigger than a football game to me. So I've lived it. It's personal to us, and I'm sure it's personal to a lot of people in this room. You rarely will meet anybody who doesn't know someone who's been affected by breast cancer. And it's not just women, it's men too. My wife's uncle passed away from breast cancer. So it's not as common, but it's men as well. So definitely something that we've tried to really make a difference in the past 16, 17 years, and we're going to continue to do so. So just wanted to kind of start with that and set the tone with that. It's going to be an awesome weekend in the Valley. It's good to get back home. We've been gone a while, and we've not played well at home. And so it's our big goal this week is to play well at home, and we have not done that. We've got to get back to playing like we're capable of playing here in the Valley. Our fans deserve that. It's unbelievable support here, and we won the Troy game, but we didn't play well. And so we need to continue the momentum. We've created some momentum these last couple games by just not playing perfect, but we've played well, and that's really the best thing that's come out of these last couple weeks is just the guys seeing the results from playing well, and they've prepared well, and they've earned the right to win by doing what winning requires. So I'm proud of that. But we got a tough challenge. SMU's a good football team, I didn't know Rhett well before he got into the league, but I really like him. I mean, he's one of the real good guys in college football. I think he's a really good coach, but, we got a lot in common. Spent a good amount of time with him since he's joined this league, and just really have a lot of respect for him, just who he is as a person, but also as a coach. I mean, he's done a heck of a job at SMU. Obviously, we had a knockdown, drag out down to the last play last year, and, man, they got after us. I mean, we had some big plays. They had big plays, and we had a chance to put the game away. We didn't do it. They battled back. We were fortunate to win the game. But huge challenge. They're a really good football team across the board. Offensively, I mean, this is by far the most dynamic quarterback we've played. I mean, he's a problem. He is a really good player, and he's going to make some plays. I'd like to say you're just going to shut this guy down, but I have yet to see that happen. He's a really good player. He makes a lot of off-schedule plays. He'll let it rip from every arm angle you can imagine, from over the top to sidearm to behind his back. He even ran a shovel behind his back. I mean, so he's just a really good player. He's got a great feel for the rush lanes and when to step up and out and when to run around, and he's made a ton of big plays again that some are designed, some they get him out on the edge, and you have to cover these guys until the whistle is blown. I mean, you have to cover forever because he can create. So he's a really good player. I mean, I just got a lot of respect for him. That they haven't run him a ton. I'm sure that will be a big part of their plan coming in against us. But they're fast, they're explosive, really good receivers all across the board. Same thing at running back, and they're committed to running the ball. I mean, I think that's a big thing with them. They're very patient and committed to the run game, and a big part of that is because they're a big play action team. They want to throw the ball off the run action, lots of screens. If they're not having success inside, they get the ball on the edges and force you to have to be strong on the perimeter. And it's just a lot of misdirection, a lot of eye candy that you have to process through at linebacker and safety with a bunch of pullers, and then here comes a screen backside, or it's some type of pop pass or whatever. The tight ends are really good players. They got two elite tight ends that they involve in a big way. So I just think they're a really good team across the board, good up front, well coached, and big challenge for us. And over on the defensive side, their two ends are really good pass rushers. They're top 10, I think, in sacks, and they win with just beating their guy, but they'll also win with some of their pressure that they'll bring. They're not a big blitz team per se, but they'll bring a lot of pressures, some sim pressures. So, we've got to do a good job of communicating. They got a lot of twists and things like that, but number 1 and number 9 are really good players at end for them. So defensively, they're very sound. They're consistent in what they do. Out of their 4 down front. So again, a team that's coming in here undefeated in the league, and they got a tough loss to Baylor down to the last play, and a tough loss to TCU. So undefeated in the league, and obviously they're trying to get back to Charlotte, and we're playoff football every week. We're fighting for our life every single week, and so it's a big game for both teams, and look forward to competing against them in the Valley. So excited about it, and hopefully raising some money as well for a good cause.
I guess you mentioned playing well at home. I mean, has that been one of the more disappointing parts of this early season, considering how dominant you guys were at home before?
Yeah, we've stunk. I mean, we've lost 3 out of our last 4 games at home. I know last year's a different team, but this team, we've not done well. I mean, you got to give up. They're a good team. LSU's a good team. I mean, it's not like they stink, but we had a chance to win the game and didn't make some of the plays that were there. We didn't play well offensively, mostly in that game. And then the Syracuse game, we just didn't even start playing defense till the third quarter. Again, give them credit. But, yeah, we really didn't play well in any game until North Carolina, collectively. As we've had some players play well every week. It's just been, kind of, all right, Tag, you're it. So we just haven't played well as a team. And so, but they've had 2 good games, and, they've played really well, complimentary football. And so now we gotta, we've gone from Chapel Hill to Chestnut Hill. Now we're back on the hill, and we need to keep playing well.
You said after the Syracuse game that it might be good to get away from home for a couple of games. Do you feel like playing at home brings just more pressure, and that maybe that's part of the equation?
I mean, it ain't ever been that way. I mean, even as bad as we've been here in this little stretch, I think we're probably top 3 in the nation in home wins in the last, 12, 13, 14 years or so. It's a tough place to play, but and every team's different. Every season's different. I don't look at it. I just like some teams overachieve, some teams underachieve. I just go season by season, and we've had a bunch of good seasons and mostly great seasons at home, for sure. But we got to get back to playing well here. I give LSU some credit. I think they're a pretty good team. So, and then we just kind of got in a funk, and they just some of our best players not playing well, and just couldn't like bail each other out, and you get beat. So that's college football. I mean, you can get beat. It's hard to win every single week, and especially when you don't play well. But it's good again for them to just be able to see it these last couple weeks, collectively as a group, and hopefully that momentum will carry over in this game. But it ain't gonna get any easier. I mean, every game is. We play good people. It's a really good team, and we got to play well. If we play well, then it shouldn't matter where we play. If I've said that since the day I got this job. If you're only going to win at home, you're not going to be very good. But that was a big goal of mine when I got this job, because we weren't a great home winning team. We were good, but not great. And in my 17 years, we've been great. We've been great at home. Great, not good. We've been great, but as of late, we've stunk. And we got to get that. We got to get that turned around. And so, how do you do that? Well, you do what winning requires. It's the same stuff. Nothing changes. You gotta play well. You got to earn the right to win. You got to take the ball away. You got to create some stops. You got to be explosive. You got to have more big plays than the opponent. You got to be able to run the ball, stop the run. You play with discipline. You play with great effort. You play with physicality. You make some plays in special teams. You don't have a bunch of stupid penalties. I mean, it doesn't matter where you play. You got to earn the right to win. But we've got to get back on track. That's been a real disappointment, at this point. So, good news is we get some more opportunity. So we got to hopefully we can start a new streak. But we're gonna have to play well. We got to earn it. Ain't nobody gonna come in here and bow down.
Do you feel like Braden Jacobs has played well enough to push Lee at left tackle?
Yeah, I'll take Brandon too. You can bring him on in too. I'll take both of them.
Do you think he has played well enough to push Lee at left tackle for starting?
Well, I mean, he's played one game, So I mean, I think in that game, in that moment, he played really well. But I mean, we got a ton of confidence in Tristan and Blake for sure. But we got to get Tristan, 100%, and hopefully he's heading in that direction. But it's just we got more confidence certainly in Braden now because he's finally taken it to game day. Because there's been other times we've put him in there, we're really needing to go just try to get him to play some tackle, and he just wasn't as confident. But that certainly was big for him. So they'll all have their hands full this week with number 1 and number 9, two good players.
You mentioned the turnovers. How do get better at the disparity in turnovers you had this year?
Yeah, well, number one, we got to take the ball away, and we went 3 games not doing that, so it was good to see that last week. And again, I know we had 2 true turnovers, but we had 3 stops on downs. You know, I count them. You know, I know it may not go that way in the book, but it goes that way in my book. You stop them on downs, that's a takeaway. So that was awesome. So we had 3 of those and 2 turnovers, so we had 5 takeaways, you know, in my book. And then just not making a couple of stupid plays. I mean, those were just 2 bad plays. And Cade was trying to throw it. I mean, he had Adam. I mean, if we throw it on time, it's a easy touchdown. But we got beat at left guard, and he had to reset. And then he said the ball kind of slipped out of his hand and wasn't able to get it over. He was trying to throw it over the guy. So, and then just just got to know when to eat it, you know, and just. But sometimes, you know, when you got big leads like that, you can be a little more careless, I think. So we've had a couple of cheap turnovers, I would call them, that we need to eliminate. But yeah, we just got to keep playing, be smart, and we got to keep getting it. We got to attack the ball. We got to have great details in our preparation, which leads to details in your execution. If we can't get there, getting our hands up, getting our hands on balls, tip balls, stripping it loose, knocking it loose. 11 hitters on the field, 11 guys to the ball. Just a mindset to get it out.
How much has Cade been in practice?
Well, last night, so he just was, just over with the trainers last night. But he's sore, but he'll be a little better each day, and should be hopefully ready to go.
Think he'll be able to fully participate in practice today or tomorrow?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean he's sore. Again, he's expect him to play. I mean we'll be smart with him, and we got almost a week before game time, so he's played a lot of football. So I mean he's the main thing right now is just getting him, make sure he's got the plan down, and then he'll work into practice and be ready to go. Yep.
Coach, you were really positive about all the running backs Saturday night when we spoke with you. After reviewing the film, is there any difference between the reserves, whether Keith Adams is going to earn more playing time or Gideon Davidson, anything like that?
No, we like our rotation. I mean, again, Adam's been really good for us. He's dynamic. He brings everything to the table. They all have a little something different. I think Gideon is similar. He's a very dynamic player and getting better every week. Easy is as you saw, he's a downhill, violent player. He's still developing trust in the passing game. So he's still got a little work that he's a redshirt freshman, hadn't played a lot. And then Keith is, he's Keith. He just going, he doesn't run away from the tackles. He runs to them. He likes that, and he brings something different. He's a true finisher guy. He's not a guy that's going to just take off and run away from people, but he's going to punish people. So all those guys bring something to the table, and it's a good group. We don't have Jay, we don't have Jarvis, 2 really talented players as well. So that's our group. But yeah, nobody's not playing well. They're all doing what we need them to do.
How much was Peter Woods petitioning to get in to score that touchdown?
Yeah, we might need to give him more touches. That maybe that's the next guy. But yeah, it was it's good to see Peter, get in the end zone, and he's been productive for us. He's a load, 300-something pounder downhill. He's athletic. He's hard to get. He's compact. He's hard to get under. And you need a dirty yard. He's hard to. If you just cover him up a little bit, he's a hard guy to stop. So it's been good. That's been productive for us. And then, the touchdown that was well blocked. That might have gone 70. If we'd have been out in the field. It was really, really well blocked. Starting with Blake Miller at the point of attack and all the way down, and Walker Parks did a heck of a job at fullback, and and you got big 74 rolling around there. So it was just a well-executed play, and fun to see them, get the score.
You mentioned Blake. A lot of talk about Braden, but he had a lot of those highlight plays as well. I know you talked about his consistency, but that had to be a sort of a high watermark for him in terms of execution.
Yeah, I mean, I always say when you don't really notice the lineman, good things are happening. It's kind of like your snapper. When you don't notice your snapper or your holder, usually that means they're doing what they're supposed to do, right? You usually only notice linemen when something bad happens. And a lot of times when something bad happens, they get blamed anyway, but it's really not necessarily their fault. But I thought Blake played. He was ACC Player of the Week, him, Peter, and Hoosier. Blake was awesome. I mean, he played really. He had a couple nice plays in space, getting out on some screens. The big play to Cole, I think that was like a 20-something yard gain. I mean, and Lentha comes out there in space. Big Braden's out there covering up a guy. Blake's 15 yards downfield. The one play with Cade over on the right, and Blake just gobbles him up. I mean, he had a really, really good game. I was really proud of him.
At right guard with Sewell and Parks, how much of that rotation is Parks kind of ramping up, and just how's that going, would you say?
Both good players, both going to play. They're both starters, so yeah, just maybe somebody gets a hot hand in the game. Walker had the rib, so he was pretty limited in the North Carolina game. Had him ready to play, but glad we were able to hold him, so heal up a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, those guys are doing good. I mean, just trust them. Trust Walker, and Harris has been a real bright spot for us. I thought he played well too. I mean, he played tough. He played physical. So that's just the epitome of who Walker is. Walker's smart. Walker's just. I mean, he's one of them guys that something's hurting on his body all the time, and he's still out there going. It's just kind of who he is and how he's wired. But Harris has been a real bright spot for us, and really proud of what he's been able to do at center too. When we've been able to get him in there, we just have we've had a hard time just kind of having all 7 of those starters available. I don't know how many. There's been very few games we've had all 7, but that's again we're fortunate because we got some guys that can play, and then Ronan O'Connell. I mean, we really like him. He's a physical kid. I don't know if y'all saw that last touchdown drive. I mean, he's got a guy in the back of the end zone, grease balling him, and just he's just a tough dude, strong, and so Dietrich got in there, did some good things. So we've got some Big Moose Wade got in there. Blanchard is a guy you'll probably see the last 4 games. We're trying to manage his games because he honestly could help us right now. I mean, he could play, but we're just trying to, if we could ever get the 5-year rule, that would change things for us. But we're trying to really manage him so we can, save him as long as we can. So we got 6 games left, and so we'll have him available at some point.
Is Elijah been practicing yet, or is he still?
No, he's still recovering. He'll be out this week, but hopefully, we'll see what happens. Just where he is they'll relook at him again once we get into the open date, and then we'll go from there.
How has Christopher Rosina kind of embraced the opportunity, having more opportunity to run with the first team unit compared
It's
to
been
last
good.
year?
It's been good because he got it. We gave him a ton of work this spring and a bunch of work in fall camp with the ones. And he really did a nice job. He performed very well in all those opportunities. Some that he knew he was going in, and at other times he didn't know he was going in. We were just like, you're in. And it was different situation. Red zone, short yard, just different. We're just trying to create that strain on him and just preparation. And he did a nice job. But as a redshirt freshman last year, he didn't get a lot of opportunity to play. And so it's been good that he's had some just real game time, back-to-back games, to just really get a feel for everything. And just, and that, because it's just going to help him. It's just going to help him get better and better from a game speed, game time, game management, all that stuff, as he gets some experience.
I think Clement talked to us on Saturday night about how this offensive unit is just discovered the power of starts, especially on the road. Just what's been your assessment of how Garrett Riley's been able to script some of these opening drives to get this offense in a better rhythm as of late?
Well, a couple things. We've had field position, and that's been the biggest change over the last two games. I mean, we were going into the last two games, we were 112th in field position. So, again, it's hard to get in rhythm when you got terrible field position a lot of the time. So that's a big part. We've had good starting field position, and then we just have executed better. And our quarterback's played well. I mean, he's played really well. He's played elite. I mean, quarterback's 92%. You're going to have a good day. And then he was 70-something%, and we've been good on third down, and we've been running the ball efficiently. We were, efficient in the North Carolina game. I felt like there was more there, but we were just explosive, really explosive. And a lot of the run game, too, sometimes it's not run game, but it's run game to us because it's it built the screen stuff and built in different thing goes as passing yards, but it's really a part of the run game for us. But I just think we've been able to get in rhythm. That's been the biggest thing we've made plays. We've had very few drops. We've made contested plays. Some of the plays that we didn't make the early part of the year we've made, and the guys are just playing with a lot of confidence. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's a lot easier to get in rhythm when you're playing with good execution and you got good field position to go with it.
Talking about your tough start, you guys could have gone any direction but turned things around in the right direction. What qualities have your players shown to come back strong when things were tough and they could have just folded?
Yeah, just football character and character as people. I mean, our program, like I said, our program is doing its job. The program is very, very strong here. It's in what the program is set up to do, the purpose of the program, it's thriving. This team has had some football challenges, and you see the character of our guys. They just fight. They get back up and they fight. I mean, a lot of people quit and give up. As soon as something doesn't go their way, it's take their ball and go home, and it's just not the mentality in our building. It's never been that way. I mean, I got the job 17 years ago yesterday. We were 3-3. Had my first team meeting at 4 o'clock on a Monday, October 13th. We were 3-3. Yesterday at 4 o'clock, I got a team meeting, and we're 3-3. And this team is this. We've always been fighters here, and we've had 17 great years around here. It's been a lot of fun. But it hasn't been without challenge. But the reason we've been successful and so consistent is because we've just always kept going. Just stay the course, man, and just handle the adversity. I mean, we've had a ton of it. I know sometimes people think that everything's gone perfect, but it has not. We've had lots of adversity over the years, lots of adversity. But when the seasons have been over, we've had some really, really good seasons and some amazing seasons along the way. But it's your culture, it's character of the people that you're working with every day, our character of our staff. You go on to the next one. I mean, that's just what you learn, you grow, you get better, and so you got two options: you can quit or you can push through, and it's fun when you see a group of young people that choose to make a decision and to, hey, we're gonna go get better. We're gonna keep battling, and they have the will to fight, and they don't lose faith in what the end of the story can be, So, yeah, I'm proud of them. Leadership's been great, but not surprising at all. I mean, that's who they've been. I mean, that's the frustrating part of this season to this point is this team's done everything right. They've done everything right, but that's football. I mean, the ball doesn't always, and that's the seasons of life too. That's why I say I look at it every year as a season of its own, and you try to get better. Some teams overachieve, some teams underachieve a little bit, but you count them all up at the end and you go from there. But When you hit some adversity, and in football you're going to have it, what do? How do you respond? Does it get worse, or do you battle back? And these guys have been awesome. I mean, they really have. They've been, together. You see their heart. They care about Clemson. I mean, they love Clemson. Nobody hurts more than these players or staff. And so, again, what do? And you get back up and you go again. And so they've had good couple weeks, but every week's a playoff game for us. Every single week, man, it is everything we got. And then we'll get a result, and we got to reload and go again. And then we'll count them all up at the end of the year.
Have y'all been running more two tight end sets this year than the past?
I don't think so.
What does it do for, I guess, the unpredictability of your play calling when you have tight ends who can both block and be threats in the passing game? In those personnel groups?
It's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, we've been a kind of a mixture of 11 and 12 personnel, ever since Garrett got here, and we continue to do that. I think how you present things, regardless of what personnel you're in, is you're always trying to manipulate the defense. So and then you just use your personnel and situations, and what are you trying to accomplish on first down? You can be an all 12 personnel team, or you can be a combo. And with our personnel, we like our skill, and we like our tight ends. So we try to have a little bit of balance, with both of those, just to where people have to prepare.
What are the particular challenges for Cade and for your skill when you face a sim pressure team about maybe understanding where that seam is, that spot they got to sit down, that's different than maybe the pre-snap read?
Yeah, just film study, first of all, a lot of film study, and to where, it's not the first time you're seeing something on game day, and that's where it starts, just great preparation. And, great work from your scouts and giving the looks. So, you get to game day, you kind of know what you're looking for. I mean, it's not like this is the first game of the year. So there's a lot of tape where, at this point, teams have personalities, and now you just got to go execute well. But you got to be disciplined post-snap is the main thing. You just got to be disciplined, know where to have your eyes, understand what our protections are. And, I mean, Cade's got, and CV, they got a great command of that. We've had very few issues where it's just been, we're just not on the same page. We might miss a block, or we might have somebody miss a guy, but we're just not on the same page, where guys fooling us, so he's done a good job with that.
Any questions for Coach virtually? No. Anybody else in the room?
Yeah, passing defense this year, just overall evaluation. What do you
Getting better. We're moving on up. We're not very good early, but last couple games getting better. We're playing a little more technique, a little better fundamentals, a little better awareness from where we're supposed to be. We did have 2 busts last week at backer. We missed a man call, and then we had an over route that we should have matched. Drop back, and we missed that. But we've been pretty good. We've been a little better getting our hands on some guys and rerouting some guys in our cloud coverage. So that's a big part of some of the pressure we were able to get last week. Just guys doing a little better job on the back end. So we're not what I think we're going to be, but we're heading in the right direction, and we definitely have improved. From the start of the year. So that's been encouraging, and hopefully we can continue that trend.
What a play by Clay at that end of the half last weekend. What are the qualities about him that make him such a good holder? And you're 3 for 3 on Sons of being great holders.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Again, it's some of y'all heard me tell it. I mean, it just. I don't even know who the coach was, but whoever the middle school coach was at Edwards, 7th grade, I think Will was playing. And, he never helped. He came home and he's like, hey, I think I'm going to be the holder. He's playing receiver and DB for him. And he's like, I'm going to be the holder too. And I'm like, holder? Y'all kick? I'm like, y'all kick field goals? I had no idea. And he's like, yeah, and I'm the holder. And, they've all got good hands and just that's where it started. And Will was the holder. And when he got to Daniel, they just kept him as the holder, and he was he was an all-region receiver. He was a good little career, but and then when Drew came along, they're like, you're the holder. And so by the time Clay came along a few years later, it was the same thing. It all started at Edwards, and then they just carried it on. And it's just, it's a craft. I mean, it's something that, again, it's one of those things that there's a lot to it, and it's, you don't notice a holder unless it's something bad. And you don't really appreciate one until you don't have one. Same thing with a snapper. You don't appreciate the snapper till you don't have one. And they've all done a great job. But Clay's just, again, it's a craft. There's a lot to it. It's a lot of timing and precision in what you got to do and where the ball is placed and how the ball is tilted. And sometimes you don't get the laces, or you get the laces and you got to spin it. You try to hopefully have the snap to where the laces are always away, and that's a craft too. And Casperson is amazing at that. But, hey, occasionally you have a bad snap, and you got to be able to get it down. And so that was a kind of a chaotic situation, and just definitely a great play by him. And also Nolan's got to trust that, I mean, when your snapper's standing up almost, and you're approaching the ball, and it's a 50-yard field goal, you got to have a lot of trust with each other that, hey, it's going to be there. And I think Nolan deserves a lot of credit too, because he just kind of stayed the course. He didn't change his approach. He just trusted that, hey, somehow, some way we're going to get it there and we'll make a kick at it. So it was definitely a great play.
Got a few more minutes with Coach. Anybody have anything?
I know you said T.J. Parker said he had his best game at UNC. How do you feel like he played against Boston College?
Really good. Really good. It was back-to-back good games, productive, physical, chasing, just disruptive. Was really, honestly, was really in on one of those sacks. Had a nice TFL backside. I thought he played well, back-to-back.
Anyone else for Coach?
But Amari has been playing double-digit snaps the last few weeks. I mean, how have you seen him progress?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're playing a lot of people, and it's good to get those guys opportunity. We got to develop guys. I mean, he's an elite talent, and just the more he plays, the better he gets. He practices well. He cares. He's a smart kid, but he's got an unlimited future, unlimited skill set on what he can do. So just needs to play. He's just learning, just from game action. So it's been good. The guy that, hey, we need. He's got to be right now a really good depth guy for us with Cape and Peter and Steph Island. Steph Island's doing a lot of good things as well. So I've been pleased with him. But getting Champ had a sack. So it's good to see Heaven got in there. A couple redshirt for us. That's 3 freshmen. Champ and Heaven and Amari, 3 guys that we'll be counting on, here in the future.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.